Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, or good evening, I guess, depending on where you guys are located. My name is CJ Henry, and we are gathered here today to talk about our final session of our value stream management series. I hope you guys have followed along with us throughout this, and you've been able to catch the first 6 series and really get a full understanding of value stream management and how ConnectALL fits into that and can help you with your value stream management journey. But today we're going to focus on session 6. And this is the measure piece of it, where we're talking about business and flow metrics and understanding how you can use those to help improve your value stream and find efficiencies in your value stream. So as I mentioned, this is the 7th session. We've talked about integration. We've talked about workflow orchestration. We've dabbled in collaboration using chat ops, automation testing. We even did some risk analysis. And then last week, you guys, if you guys joined us, you saw the session was focused on governance and compliance. And then today, as I mentioned, we're going to look at unparalleled visibility and higher speeds via your business and flow metrics. So again, I hope you guys have been able to join us for all of these. If not, you can go to ConnectALL.com and you can find recordings of the previous sessions so you can get up to speed and get that value stream journey started. So if you're not familiar with value stream, just a quick recap for those of you. Value stream is any process that produces value. Any process that produces value. So obviously in today's context, we're going to talk about it from a software delivery standpoint. It ultimately derived from manufacturing, but it could be anything at home. You waking up and getting ready for work, or you're getting your kids ready for school, or the fact of you working to make lunch. The idea is you have a process you go through. In the lunch standpoint, you get the mayonnaise and the mustard and the bread and the ham and the cheese, and you go through the process of putting that together, and the end result or the value that came out of that is a sandwich, and hopefully a tasty one that fills your belly. So that's what, in a very basic, short sense of what value stream is. And then the goal is managing that value stream and trying to do it in the most efficient way possible, because especially when it comes to software delivery, the more efficient your value stream is, the more value you get out of each feature or enhancement that you release into production. So some of the key pieces here, again, we've talked about these. You're having your metrics, which we'll focus on today. Integration, workflow orchestration, and governance, which are all in the previous 6 sessions. We dived into each one of those specifically in one session or another. And then from our platform standpoint, we have the visualizer, which I'll show you here in a second. We have integrations, which I'm not going to show today because the focus is on that third one, value stream insights. But you can see those in some of our other videos. And the idea here is to integrate your tools to eliminate the wait times of waiting for humans to copy paste or to update tickets or whatever. And more importantly, along with that orchestration piece, allowing you to kick off jobs or automate workflows via that integration. So let's talk about the insights or the metrics part of that. So just imagine in your organization, if all of your various tools you had, whether it's testing or ITSM or agile management or code management or whatever, imagine if they all fed into one place and gave you one holistic view of your organization, looking at your value stream from idea all the way through to going into production. So that's what I want to show you guys today, and that's where we're going to spend the majority of our time. So the first thing is just to kind of set the stage. This is the ConnectALL product, and you can see here we have our value stream map on the right-hand side, and this allows us to see our value stream and understand what all the tools that are involved in it and how does work flow through it. This is also those green lines represent, active integrations that are running. And you can see on the left in our activity log, various integration artifacts that, let me rephrase that, various artifacts that have been integrated from one tool to another. So this is that automate of the see, automate, and measure. So you can see what your value stream looks like, and you can see the automations you have running. That black line, that's a manual one where we have work that's happening, but we want to come back. We want to identify that so we understand and know about it. And hopefully that sparks us down the road to look at how we can automate or integrate that to, again, find those efficiencies. So you see here, as you guys have been familiar with through the 6 sessions, this is Ralph's retail value stream. And he's got ADO, JUnit, Slack, ServiceNow, Jenkins, all tools in his organization that are driving to do work. You may be familiar with these tools. You may have some tools that are similar to them. You may have extra tools that are on here, that are not on here, sorry. But that's okay. We can map all of those. We can see how they work. And then you can see down here at the bottom in the analytics section where Ralph has all of those feeding into Insights, the Insights data model, and ultimately into our analytics. So Ralph runs this retail company, and Ralph is very key on looking for how the organization's progressing, where is his money being spent, how can he get the most out of that, and where are any bottlenecks or potential pitfalls that may slow down his organization. So what you see here is Ralph's executive dashboard, and he's looking at the flow metrics, which are key kind of industry standard metrics that a lot of folks are looking at and a lot of folks are interested in to tell how their organization's doing. And right there in the middle, you see that flow time or lead time. And for Ralph, it takes a little over 10 weeks for work, for enhancements, features, ideas to work through his system, from requirements to development to testing out the door. And, we're okay with that, a little more than 2 months. That's not bad. But then what to the right of that, you notice flow distribution. And that's got Ralph troubled because you can see Ralph's got as many incidents as he does stories, which means that when he completes stories and gets that code pushed into production, he's creating almost as many bugs as he's deploying features, and that's a problem. Also, if you look down there in the bottom left, Ralph's got MTTR of 13.4 weeks. So we're looking at over 3 months to take one of those incidents, work it, get it resolved, and get it back into production. I don't know about you, but if I was a customer of Ralph's and it took him 3 months to resolve a production incident for me, that'd be a huge problem. I'd have, it'd be a real struggle. I might have to go to Mary's mercantile organization and quit using Ralph's. So because Ralph has these metrics on the board, and because Ralph is looking at this information, he's able to identify those things like high incidents or long time to resolution. And he's able to start digging in with his team and figure out how can we improve that? What are the changes we can make to lower our incidents, to reduce our resolution time? He can also, because this is loaded from the tools automatically, the data is being pulled out of those tools automatically, and because Ralph is this is updating in real time, Ralph's able to see the changes he makes in the organization and how those affect him. So let's say he starts implementing automation testing, and he starts doing automation testing, and those incident numbers start coming down. All right, well, now Ralph knows that a change he made is providing value and driving the company in the right direction. Let's say he makes a change in a different direction. Let's say he implements a different tool, or maybe reorganizes the company in a certain way, and those incidents start going up. And now you've got 16, 17, 18 incidences for every 14 stories. Well, now Ralph's got the information right there in front of him, not some opinions or I feel like, but hard numbers and facts that tell Ralph, hey, that change I made is going in the wrong direction. We need to undo that change and look at something different. Ralph's also looking down here, the bottom left, at flow utilization. And you can see here all the different folks in his team, and the work that's been assigned, created, or modified by them. And Susie's at the peak. She's got 22 things associated with her, which that could create a bottleneck for us. Maybe we're overwhelming Susie, and we need to look at getting that work delegated to other folks. And maybe because we're overloading Susie and she's a bottleneck, maybe that's what's feeding into our 13.4 week time to resolution. So these are the things where you can start looking at these flow metrics and start putting the story together and understanding how the organization works and finding the areas where you can drive efficiency and take action. So, this is something Ralph looks at every morning, really understands the company. But then he's got that weekly status meeting, and he wants to understand, where are all my initiatives in the company? Where is what's involved in those initiatives? So again, because we're tied in here, what Ralph's got now is a portfolio dashboard, and he's got portfolio metrics, so he can look at, like in this case, Ralph has they want to enable 2-day shipping. They're trying to chase Amazon. Ralph can actually see that epic and all the stories that are associated with it. He can understand what's blocking it. He's got the budget here. So far, things are going okay, but looks like that budget's getting close. He might need to, pick up the phone and call his program manager and understand, hey, where can we? I'm sorry, I'm reading that the wrong way. He spent way more than what his budget was supposed to spend, and he's reaching his near forecast. So A, we've got an issue that we've well overspent what we were supposed to, and B, we need to figure out if our forecast is accurate, or are we going to be updating that and spending more money. But all that information is right here at Ralph's fingertips in real time. Now, Ralph has a couple other initiatives. One of them just happens to be developing an analytics dashboard. So now Ralph's looking at this. And again, he's got his epic. He's got his stories here to understand. He's got a budget. Looks like he's got a decent budget. Looks like he's forecasted to go a little bit over, but he hasn't reached that yet in actual cost. So Ralph wants to dig into this and understand what's causing that overage, and how can we maybe find some efficiencies, find some areas where we can draw that back. So we're going to look into these block stories. So I'm going to drill down on this story. Ralph's going to drill into what's ultimately going to be his engineering view, and trying to understand, in this particular case, he's interested in this one story here, the display or the dashboard progress. And so now Ralph can look at, hey, how many pull requests are out there? What kind of code deploys? We got a lot of code deploys going on. Looks like we're making a lot of changes. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we've implemented DevOps, and we're checking our code in often and testing it. Or maybe there's a lot of turmoil in the organization, and we're changing our requirements too much, and it's causing the engineers to constantly make changes, check it in, and then check it out and check it back in. Another thing that might raise a flag is Sonar Cube scans. We're scanning our code for various vulnerabilities and things, and we got a lot of failures here. That raises a concern. Where are we missing on the vulnerabilities, and making sure we're meeting best practices and writing good quality code? So these are things that now Ralph can go talk to his development manager, or his DevOps manager, or whoever that may be in the organization that has responsibility for these things, and I try to understand what's going on, and how is this slowing us down? How is this potentially costing us more money? We've even got Jenkins jobs over here. Looks like we had a lot of failures up front, consistently failing. And then we had a bunch of passes, and now here at the end, looks like they're all passes, and we've gotten past that failure. So again, kind of the end here in the value stream series, and understanding what's going on, is as we've tied all these tools together, not only are we getting the value of seeing what our value stream is and how it works, but we're also getting the value of automating that. So we're finding efficiencies where work is automatically kicked off. We're not waiting for somebody to transition something, or we're not waiting for somebody to pull it out of one system and move it to another system that maybe they're not familiar with, which then generates errors. And lastly, you've got the benefit here of visualizing or seeing or visualizing the measurements of how that work is going. So we're able to see that where our initiatives are, where the work is progressing in the organization. We're able to see a kind of a high-level organizational view and understand, do we have problems with our regular problems with incidents, or do we have delays in getting work out the door? And these give you those hard facts and numbers that you're able to take action on and make decisions to improve your value stream and improve value in the organization. And And all of this, as I said before, this is all happening automatically in real time. So you've also now freed up a project manager or a program manager or a dev lead somewhere who maybe is running around generating reports from various tools and putting that work to those reports into a consolidated PowerPoint or something. That by the time they do all that and they get it distributed to everybody and they all read their emails, it's probably old, it's probably outdated. This is in real time. So when I look at these metrics, when Ralph tries to understand what happens in his company, he can understand what's happening right now, not last week, not last month or last quarter, but right now. And you've also freed up that project manager to go manage projects. You freed up that dev lead to go do code reviews and write code and whatever they need to be doing. So now they can focus on doing the job that you paid them and hired them to do, not generating reports and correlating spreadsheets together and things of that nature. Which all of that provides efficiency on top of the efficiency of that you can draw out of maybe reducing incidents in Ralph's case or reducing MTTR in his case. So this is just, again, final session here on value stream management. The idea is we've put all of those pieces and parts together. We've got an automated system. We've got governance. We have change risk analysis. And now we've got metrics to see how the organization runs. And we can monitor all of those pieces and parts that we talked about in the last 6 sessions. We can monitor them here and add improvements, make changes in the organization, and see how those changes impact us and then adjust accordingly. Kind of to the fail fast and often thing. Let's make a change, figure out if it's good or bad, and then let's make the next change. So that said, I'm going to open the floor to any questions. See if you guys got anything else going on. Any questions you have about the metrics we got here or value stream management, you guys can post those in the question section. I'll be glad to answer them. In fact, we got our first one here. How complex is it to configure these dashboards for our organization data? Do we have any templates that we can reuse? We absolutely do, especially when you talk about some of the industry standard metrics like flow metrics here or DORA metrics, those kind of things. ConnectALL, we absolutely have templates, standard queries that we have stored up that we can leverage. So if you reach out to us and you guys are interested and you want to get insights set up in your organization, when we help you get installed and deployed, we've got those templatized queries that we can plug in for you for your organization based on the tools that you're using to help you get things like flow time or deployment frequency or flow distribution. So we do absolutely have those. If you're looking for things that aren't standard, maybe you guys have a special use case that you want to try to track or do metrics on. It's as simple as writing SQL queries. Once we've connected to your tool and we've ported that data into our data model, it's as simple as writing SQL queries to extract the data that you're looking for and then display it here on the dashboards. Great question. Any other questions out there? Anybody else? Any questions about the value stream, about the analytics, or any of the pieces in this series that we went through? I'll give it just a few minutes here to see if any other questions pop up. All right, well, it doesn't seem like we got any other questions. Of course, last time I did this, when I did session 5, I was just about to get off the chat and somebody popped me right as I was about to hit the end button. So, that said, this is the end of the session. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys come back and join us on future Friday sessions. We're going to be continuing to do these, covering various tool integrations and automations that we can do via the ConnectALL platform. And if you're interested in more information about ConnectALL, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at connectall.com, and we'll be glad to give you a demo focused on the tool stack that you're using, or have more in-depth conversations. And see, look at that, another question popped up. SAFe describes 2 types of value streams, operational and development. This appears to be development. Can it be used for operational? It absolutely can. In this case, for today's talk, we were trying to give, kind of a broad view of various things. But we absolutely can do operational. We plug into, say, your ITSM tools, or some of your operational based tools, and we can provide those. We can build those charts and metrics to help you track the information and drive value out of it. So that is absolutely something we can do. Via the Insights adapter and the ConnectALL platform, we can connect to basically anything that has a REST API. So as long as your tools have REST APIs, we can connect to them, port that data in, and then start building the metrics that are important to you guys or to your organization. Another good question there. So again, as I was saying, if you guys are interested in more information, please reach out to us at connectall.com. We'll be glad to help you. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you guys join us for any future webinar tech talks that we have. Again, they're every Friday at 1 o'clock. Each week's a slightly different topic, so there's always something new to come learn and enjoy there. So that said, I hope everybody has a good day, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you very much.